Up now, 2nd and 10 on the Detroit 49. O.J. Simpson explodes for the touchdown. He surpasses 1,000 yards for the 5th time in his fabulous career in the National Football League. 4th down now on the 12-yard line, and here he comes, O.J. Simpson, and 207.
On the punch for Dallas, they're going to try to block it. The pass outside, it's pretty far inside. He could go. Finally tackled inside.
They throw it this time, or will they run it?
Your answer's right there. He's ready to run. The flag is down.
And feel for the young man, because he knows now that there are a lot of white and blue shirts coming on. That's Henderson straight away.
And Terry Joyce had his second punt in. And after that, they'll have 3 left. Here's the blitz on. They pick it up. Mel Gray across the middle, and he's going to score. In the first meeting up in St. Louis, Jim Hart, on possibly the last play, got it to Ike Harris. Harris, 2 picked off. He's going to throw again. In the direction of Mel Gray, and he's got it out of bounds, St. Louis. And Jim Hart, Harvey Martin put the pressure on him, and the ball is incomplete. Overthrown by Hart, a big rush by Harvey Martin.
The Bengals took a 3-0 lead in the first quarter on rookie Chris Barr's 40-yard field goal for all the scoring there was to be in the first half. The second half was played in a driving snowstorm that changed the complexion of the game completely, and as you might expect, a turnover made the difference. It was the Steelers getting that break when Dwight White recovered Boobie Clark's fumble at the Bengal 24. Rocky Bleier then found some sure footing and moved the ball closer, getting down to the 4-yard line. That set up Franco Harris's game-winning touchdown run late in the third quarter that ended the scoring at 7-3. So the defending world champions remain alive in their quest for a 3rd straight Super Bowl title. John Arminio, Channel 4 Sports.
Well, it was a bad call. There's no question about that. When you've got 23 seconds left on the clock and you have no timeouts left and you're on the other team's 1 yard line or 2 yard line, the thing you've got to do is throw the ball in the end zone, and if you don't complete it, incomplete, and come back and play it and throw it again. The situation was 4th and about a half a yard to go, or maybe a yard to go, and we had a timeout, our last timeout, and I told the guys in the huddle, that in the event that we made the first down and didn't make the touchdown, to line up on the ball very quickly, and I was going to throw it out of bounds. Well, if we would have made the first down by a yard or by half a yard or a yard, there'd been no problem. The official would have signaled first down, we would have lined up and threw it out. The problem was it was very close. He called time. He stopped the clock. He brought the chains in, and he measured it, and it was about a half an inch first down. At that point, I went back in the huddle, and thinking that the time was going to still be stopped, took my time coming up to the huddle and called a running play, which I shouldn't have. I should have continued with my previous thought, which was to stop the clock by a pass, but I didn't. It was a bad call. If we would have made the first down and kept going, we would by a yard or so, it would have been all right, but we didn't, and I just blew it.
Well, it's just another bitter disappointment. That's the only thing that I can say. Pittsburgh 3 weeks ago and Baltimore last week, and now Cleveland up there. We got a chance to win in the final seconds, and we don't win. We walk away the losers, and they're the winners, and it's just been the story of the last 3 weeks.
How about that last drive with Bob Greasy's call on the last play? That was his call, wasn't it?
Well, it was Bob's call, and I think he's sorry about it now. He was figuring on throwing the ball if we get the first down and the clock continues to run, but when they went for the measurement, and then all of a sudden they started the clock, he called a running play, and we had no timeouts left, and I think that it was a bad call, certainly, and he's sorry about making the call.
Stand by, 10 seconds there.
Oh, here we go. You all set?
Camera 2, ready your opening shot.
Oh, give me the opening three.
Stand by to roll tape.
Copy.
Roll tape.
Alex.
2 seconds there. 2, 1. Take camera 2, use it.
ABC's Monday Night Football, the Minnesota Vikings and the San Francisco 49ers is brought to you by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. And by Lincoln Mercury, who invite you to inspect one of America's outstanding collections of fine cars, now at your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
We look for an interesting game tonight between the Minnesota Vikings, the champions of the Central Division NFC, and the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are still alive in their division, but only remotely so. Why? There are the standings. Los Angeles must lose its 2 remaining games. San Francisco must win its remaining 3, beginning tonight, to be in the playoffs. And Los Angeles has to beat Atlanta and then Detroit at Detroit, a game you'll be seeing on Monday Night Football, while San Francisco must beat the Vikes tonight, then go on to defeat San Diego and New Orleans. Hello again, everyone. I'm Howard Cosell. And quickly, let's look at why this game is important, even from the Minnesota point of view, because the Vikes have already clinched. They want to win every remaining game, thus ensuring to themselves the home field or home crowd advantage, as you will, in the playoffs for each and every playoff game of which they are a part. As for the 49ers, we've already stated their case. Look what's happened to the 49ers. Midway in the season, standing at 6-1, on the record, the most improved team in the NFL, and then catastrophe. The breathtaking overtime loss to St. Louis. Then the humdinger to Washington, 24-21. After that, the upset by the Atlanta Falcons, and then the crunching defeat at the hands of Los Angeles a week ago. So they're a troubled team, and the fans have seemingly become disenchanted with the great acquisition for this year, quarterback Jim Plunkett, who in a sense came back home. And Frank will be telling you more about Plunkett a little bit later in the telecast. Right now, though, let's bring in my colleague, Alex Karras.
You see, Howard, if they would have beaten all those teams that they just lost to, folks, they wouldn't be booing Plunkett here in San Francisco. They would be putting them up on great stilts and carrying them around and saying, yippee, Jim Plunkett. But unfortunately, they lost 3 games that they could have won, and it didn't happen. But what I'm trying to say is, I think San Francisco should be very proud of the way their team has played this year. They've been in most all the games they're playing. They're the most improved ball club in the league. As far as I'm concerned, I'm out here to see a pretty good football game tonight.
Then you don't think the 49ers, in the wake of 4 consecutive defeats, came apart?
No, I think they're the most improved ball club in the league, and I think they know it as a team, and I think the coach has done a terrific job with this ball club. You know, I've seen the 49ers in years and years and years. This is the best and most improved 49er team I've seen on this side of the West Coast.
Everyone agrees that Monty Clark, former offensive line coach for the Dolphins, is a brilliant young coach and has done a fine job. The 49ers have featured the sack. We said that at the start of the telecast. By the way, what is that cigar?
I quit smoking, and I don't want to suck my thumb on the air.
Okay, Cedric Hartman, absent tonight, out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, he's gonna hurt the team a little bit as far as rushing the passer is concerned, but they do it well. And if they're having any problems at all on that defensive line tonight, you'll see that when they do rush the quarterback, they have a tendency to get out of their lanes a little bit, take a little bit more of a chance, and you can run once in a while on them. And that's the only thing I really think is at fault as far as their defense is concerned. I think we're going to see a good ball game tonight. The Vikings, I think, want to continue winning, and that's the way it is.
Okay, Alex, thank you very much. Let's bring in the GIF. He talked about the fans booing
You want to
Plunkett.
puff, Mike?
No.
No, I'll take my thumb.
You know something? You remember when they booed Brody here, they booed Willie Mays here. Now they boo Bobby Mercer here. What effect does
They
this...
boo us here.
What effect is it? Why should this place be different? All right, tell us what you've got to say.
Well, Alex mentioned the pass rush that the 49ers are trying to put on Minnesota, but they're putting it on a very unusual man, Fran Tarkenton, number 10. Came up in 1961. He owns just about every passing record there is in the book. He is indeed on his way to the Hall of Fame. He has passed for over 23 and almost 23 and a half miles during his career, a remarkably gifted athlete. Of course, Fran Tarkenton has a great gifted athlete working that backfield with him. That's, of course, Chuck Foreman heading for another 1,000-yard year, but he's a great receiver, number 1 in the NFC after 11 games. Now, we don't quite know for sure who's going to be quarterbacking for the 49ers. Of course, Jim Plunkett should be there, but he has a pulled muscle in his rib cage, and they have Marty Domrys, but we are looking for a youngster out of University of Arkansas, Scott Bull. Scott Bull has thrown the ball 4 times in National Football League competition. He's big, he's 6'5" and 210 pounds, but he has never faced the likes of the Minnesota Vikings. They also have a gifted runner, Delvin Williams, 3 years out of Kansas, so we have a lot of talent on the field tonight. Should be a good football game. Sit back and enjoy it with us. We're at halftime in San Francisco. San Francisco over Minnesota 17-13. And now, as our custom, halftime highlights beginning with Cleveland and Miami.
That's Forrest Gregg, the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. They've got to face the always tough Miami Dolphins. It's Paul Warfield's birthday, 34 years of age. And this is quarterback Brian Sipe. Action early in the second quarter. The score, 0-0. To Paul Warfield, and he's got a birthday present. 13 yards. Touchdown. The Browns take a 7-0 lead. But Miami, as you all know, never quits. And Benny Malone, the quick starting breakaway runner of the Dolphins, moves down the left sideline, wearing a breakaway helmet, if you will, before he's finally stopped. Good game. With 40 seconds left in the half, Bob Greasy, the polished veteran quarterback, hits number 20, Larry Seifel, touchdown. The game becomes 7-6 because they missed the conversion as they did against Baltimore. Brian Sipe hitting Reggie Rucker, touchdown. That made it 14-6. The figures you saw in Brian Sipe reflective of the way he's been quarterbacking Cleveland all season long, ever since he took over from Mike Phipps. But Greasy is always there, 22 of 33 on the day for him. And here he hits Benny Malone. Benny moving again down to his left along the sideline. And finally being brought down. 36-yard gain. What a surprise team Cleveland has been this year. They've won 7 in a row. They're at 8-4 on the year with the victory achieved in this game. Right there, Greasy hits Freddie Solomon. That's a touchdown. That made it 14-13. But with 10 minutes left in the game, watch this. The punt by Cleveland. Laying in flurries of snow. The ball taken by Freddie Solomon. Out of Tampa, second-year man, injured the first half of this year. Brilliance predicted for him. Look at him go! Now he's got it. He veers left over toward the sideline. Outraces the puncher. And moves on in for a apparent touchdown. But nullified by a penalty. Cleveland went on to win 17-13. At San Diego Stadium, the Chiefs against the San Diego Chargers. And this is Dan Fouts. We're 4 minutes into the first quarter. Quick throw to Don Woods. Touchdown. The Chargers lead 7-0. Then, with 6:30 left in the quarter, the quick handoff to Ed Podolak. Back in good health. He sweeps right. Goes in for the score. That made it 7-7. Then in the fourth quarter, with Kansas City leading San Diego 16-13, Fouts goes to work again. Hits number 18, Charlie Joyner, who is having a superb year, as the graphic there shows. So San Diego moved out ahead, all over again, 20-16. But Ed Podolak moving up the middle for a touchdown, and so Kansas City roars from behind to achieve a victory, 23-20. Denver at New England, both teams with playoff hopes. The Patriots playing as good football as anybody in the league. Look at this. Steve Ramsey back to pass. Sacked by number 78, Tony McGee. Ramsey again back to pass. Sacked again by 78, Tony McGee. Ramsey back to pass. Sacked again, this time by Ray Hamilton, 71. 9 times on the day Ramsey was sacked. Here, throwing for Jack Dalvin, he's intercepted by the brilliant first-round draft choice, Mike Haynes, rookie defensive back, and how he can go. That was his 7th intercept on the year. Now, a punt, and watch Mike Haynes on this one, number 40. Patriots hadn't had a kick return for a touchdown in years. This year, Mike Haynes has already done it twice. Now he does it for 62 yards and a touchdown. That made the score 24-0. New England over Denver. But it wasn't just kick running or passing. Right here, Don Calhoun, the backup man for the injured Sam Van Cunningham with a good run. And look at the day he had, 177 yards. So the Patriots have it all this year. The depth, the defense, the offense, everything, or so it seems. Forte going in for the last touchdown for New England as the Patriots zoomed to a 38-14 victory over Denver that killed off Denver. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati in a blizzard, the key game of the day. The Steelers struggling to keep their playoff hopes alive. The Bengals leading in the Central Division of the NFC. This is third quarter action. And Franco, with a good day considering the weather, pours through for 4 yards. Touchdown. The Steelers took a 7-3 lead. It was impossible whether to play in, or so it seemed. And yet, there was a good share of fine plays, like here. Crusett of Boston College, substituted for the injured Bradshaw. Hits Lynn Swan. Look at Lynn go. That's good for 51 yards, down to the 11-yard line. And the Steelers threatening again. But the Bengals help. And the Bengals have a way of coming back. Look at the veteran center, Ray Mansfield, liking the taste of the snow. Watch Anderson try to bring them back now. He throws from his own end zone. He does it so often. He'll throw from anywhere. This one for 54 yards. Perfect pass to his favorite target, Isaac Curtis. Isaac went out of bounds. The Steelers then held the Bengals. Chuck Noll obviously worried. Why not? The Bengals, a team with enormous comeback capacity. Right here, perfect pitch to Chip Myers, but a great play by J.T. Thomas at the last moment. And so, finally, the game ends. Franco Harris and the Steelers win it 7-3. We're back live at Candlestick Park. They've got fireworks here. Right now, they're doing a very nice thing. They're paying a tribute to ABC Sports. And you see the fireworks about to be set off again, I suspect. But thank you very much, you people of San Francisco and the 49ers, our host tonight, for recognition of our Olympic coverage. Network of the Olympics. That's ABC. Right now, let's go to our Play of the week. No, we'll be back in just a moment, and then the play of the week. And now it's time for our play of the week. The play of the week is brought to you by Muriel Cigars. Where there's Muriel smoke, believe me, there is indeed fire. Here we go. The plays of the week and the player of the week, O.J. Simpson, 32 Buffalo Bills, in a 27-14 losing effort against the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving Day past. This run, typical of the juice all day long, picking up good yardage before finally going down. Now watch this one. The quick burst through the hole, and then the quick cut to the left. Watch the way he uses that downfield blocker. And he's in for the touchdown, 48 yards. On the day, 29 rushes, 273 yards. New NFL record, breaking an old one by Jimmy Brown. What a performer he was. This run, good for 12 yards, touchdown. The player of the week, O.J. Simpson.
We've had a super first half here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco, and it's the 49ers out over the Minnesota Vikings 17-13. ABC's Monday Night Football, the Vikings versus the 49ers, is being brought to you by Lincoln Mercury, who invite you to inspect one of America's outstanding collections of fine cars now at your Lincoln Mercury dealer. And we'll be ready for the second half kickoff after this message and a word from our local stations.
I'll vouch for that, Gift. Remember when we auditioned Karras for Monday Night Football? We had him do it in a tutu.
He's got better wheels than Namath.
What did old Babe Dietrichson say? It beats beating hash. This was a big, big field goal, guys.
Oh, this could be important. This will put it out of field goal range for the Vikings. Steve Mickemeyer, a 38-yard attempt. Boy, it's long enough, it's straight enough, and it's good enough. Steve Mickemeyer has really helped the 49er cause, and that moves them out to a 4-point lead over Minnesota.
There's never been any doubt that Pitt's number 33, Tony Dorsett, is the nation's outstanding college football player. This season, he rushed for 1,948 yards, a new single-season record. His career rushing total of 6,082 yards also surpassed the NCAA record held by two-time Heisman winner Archie Griffin. Dorsett holds or has tied 16 other NCAA records. Dorsett's outstanding performance obviously affected the balloting for college football's most coveted award. All-America halfback received over 2,000 votes, 1,000 more than his closest competitor, and was first in every regional breakdown in the balloting. He's 5 feet 10 and weighs in at 190 pounds. Statistics, he says, that shouldn't present any problems when he turns pro.
It's been proven that a small back can play professional football. Look at your Greg Pruitts, Lydell Mitchells, Terry Metcalf. So these guys are going out and they're doing just as good or better than your big, strong, powerful backs. So I'm not really worried about my size as far as being a professional football player.
Dorsett says his main concern now is to help his Pitt Panthers win the Sugar Bowl and the national championship. He says without his teammates, the Heisman Trophy would not be his.
For the number one team in the country, also another outstanding running back out in Southern California, came up lame in mid-season who was having an outstanding year, Ricky Bell. I think him being injured also, hurt his chances and probably gave me a little help.
Southern Cal's Ricky Bell came in second in the Heisman Trophy balloting with 1,346 votes. Rob Lytle, the Michigan Wolverines running back, came in third with 413 votes. Sam Chuland, CBS News, New York.